We're here at the former Pratt estate in Glen Cove, where in the 1960s, Mrs. Pratt passed away in this house, and some say never left.
We set out to find out if the ghost of Ruth Baker Pratt is really haunting Glen Cove Mansion. Psychic medium Portia Williams did a reading on the house to see if she could find any spirits.
I do have some energy here, and I feel there is paranormal activity. I feel from the energy I'm getting that there's someone here who's not at peace.
She conducted a room-by-room spiritual sweep of the mansion, starting with this unexplained frosted glass, which many claim is a sign from Mrs. Pratt.
Basically, this young woman's spirit, her energy, because of the unhappiness, that's her mark of saying I was here. It's basically her way of telling us I'm still here. I'm still the queen of this castle, so to speak. It's not so much just this window. She's here all over this house. She's, her presence here is very strong.
Williams says she picked up several spiritual impressions while touring the mansion, and says the spirit of Mrs. Pratt made a special request.
So she wants to have a function here to be remembered, and I believe she's telling us she may make an appearance to surprise us all.
This is Mrs. Pratt's conservatory. It was one of her favorite rooms in the house. Staff members say there have been sightings of her here. Sometimes you see her, sometimes you don't. This is Kim. She works here at the Glen Cove Mansion, and she's seen some paranormal activity. So tell us again what you've seen.
Sometimes I'll be standing at the desk at night, and you'll look up one moment from the computer screen, and all of a sudden you'll see almost like an apparition. You really can't tell if it's male or female. It's just you'll see it 1 second, it'll be there. The next second you look back up thinking you didn't see anything, and then it's gone. There's all of a sudden you'll get almost like a weird feeling over you, and then all of the computer monitors they'll shake for about 30 seconds, and then it'll go back to normal.
She says there's been numerous sightings of a ghost in a brown suit wandering the hallways.
Once a guest came up to me and basically said, "Did you see that man in the hall?" And I said, "No," because I'll be busy doing something in the back, and they'll just say, "That was really weird. I seen him walk right through down the steps and just disappear."
Also, there are numerous accounts of paranormal activity taking place inside the mansion's pub.
I'm not sure. Whichever night CSI comes on, they'll shut down the pub, they're ready to close, and all of a sudden the TVs go back on because they joke and they say that she wants to watch it.
A team of paranormal investigators say they have evidence to back up the stories. Huntington author and photographer Carrie-Ann Brodsky wrote the book Ghosts of Long Island, which investigates over 30 haunted houses across Long Island. Brodsky worked with paranormal investigator and psychic Joe Giaquinto from Hampton Bays.
And when Joe and I went up there, I started taking photographs, and orbs galore. I mean, just in that area, and where she's been seen. And orbs are translucent balls of light that appear on film, and they're a phenomenon in recent time with the onset of digital cameras. And so we really believe that that's, some of the orbs are Mrs. Pratt. This is when Joe and I were here last November. This is translucent. You could see her jeans through them, and it was very clear. You could see it's not something that stayed on the image, so it's moved. And this one's actually larger. There's a couple. There's a big one here on the pool table. There's one here. This was taken immediately after, but you have one here and a small one here. So they start to move around.
Besides being a paranormal investigator, Joe Giaquinto is also a psychic medium himself.
And we began our walk around. We went up to the billiard area by the bar, which I felt a lot of energy there. And then we walked through the house and eventually ended up here. We had an experience here where we actually got an EVP of a young boy's voice saying something like it was "bad dog," but it was a boyish voice, almost like a dog that was getting unruly or getting off the leash or something.
Bad dog.
Personally, I had many senses during the whole investigation of people trying to communicate with me, where I would feel an energy, and then other people would report that they got an orb, and then we later found out that we had recordings, EVPs, of voices at the same time when we were walking through those rooms. Recorders on.
Who's the man in the brown suit?
Everyone we spoke with seemed to agree that if this mansion is indeed haunted, there's nothing to fear.
As much as people think this is a scary place, it's actually a very blessed place, because I like the energy I'm getting from this woman.
They're not threatening ghosts. At least that's how I feel. I don't feel that they're here to harm anyone. I think this is just their residence, and they're probably stuck here.
It's a good thing. It's a good presence, and it's someone that loves the house, so she likes to come back for parties and for different things. She's probably with us now, laughing, saying, I'm glad they're talking about me.
In Glen Cove, Chris Collora reporting.